Let me see the home builders. A mix. Well, most of them are higher there. Maybe that's because we've got mortgage rates taking a bit of a tumble this week. We're down to what, 3.73%, I think it is. That's a historically low level, I gotta say. Let's bring in our real estate guy, or one of our real estate guys, Noble Black from Douglas Elliman. Noble, welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
Now, you're aware of this survey that says only a quarter of renters have a firm intention to really buy a home at some point in their life. It's a very low number. Why?
It is. Look, it's a quarter that think they will be able to sometime soon, right? So there's a lot more that would like to. The issue is affordability, and it's a matter of getting the down payment together.
Well, they say they're not likely ever to buy a house. 25% of renters, not likely ever.
Yeah, and the problem with that is if you look at some of the cities, I think San Francisco, it would take basically 50 years to get the down payment together. If you look at the median income and if they're contributing like 5% of their income towards a down payment. The moral of that story is if you don't have help, it's hard to get the down payment together with the closing cost and all of that. So
you are allowed to get help, aren't you? You can get a loan from mom and dad. You can do that.
Absolutely. If you have a mom and dad that have the money to give you.
But like 30 years ago, you couldn't. The bank wanted to know, where did you get that down payment from? They wouldn't let you just take a little knock from mom and dad.
I unfortunately was not in the business 30 years ago, but I know now you can. But no, I mean, look, it's a matter of people need help or need like some great job. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that would love to be buying. I would love to be selling a lot more than what we sell, but don't have the resources to take that first step.
Well, do you think there's a cultural shift? I mean, not that, look, you're a very high-end real estate guy. Most of the people you deal with pay $10 million in cash. I know that's true, so don't even address that. Do you think there is a cultural shift going on here with younger people not wanting to own?
There's some of that, I think. I think the idea of the American dream that everyone has to have a home is probably a little less the case than it was 20 years ago. But I really don't think it's that so much as student debt has played a bigger role, right? Affordability in terms of the places where the jobs are. If you look at the coastal cities, there's a lot more jobs created. There's not been as much housing that's been created there. So affordability has become harder for those people. And if you look at some of the responses that government has in place, they're actually exacerbating some of the problems, I think. I think there's legitimate problems, but we've got to be very careful about how to address it. And that's leaving a lot of those kids, people in the 20s and 30s, feeling like it's never going to be an option for them.
Now, I was kind of making fun of your business, and I shouldn't do that.
I wish I had the business you think I did.
Well, you do have some of the business out here. I mean, you do deal with a lot of people at the very high-end stuff. You don't buy a $10 million home on a mortgage, do you? You pay cash.
You don't take the mortgage because you have to. A lot of people right now, rates being so low, are taking mortgages just because they have better options for the money. But yeah, to your point, no one is worried about getting financing if they're paying $10 or $30 million. Do
you deal with people like that?
I fortunately do, yeah. It's very fun.
Do they come to you and say, look, I've got $10 million. I'd like a nice place in New York City. Show me.
Sometimes, yeah. And then sometimes it's, I want a nice place in New York City, and, we talk about the budget, and the budget's not so much of a concern. So it's certainly not the way I live or the way that I was brought up, but it's fun to be around.
Is it tech money?
Some of it is, yeah, but most of it is not.
It's foreign money?
Some of it is. But, look, there's a lot of the thing that's interesting about New York, especially, which is what I do, right? Have a lot of friends in LA the same, but there is so much money here, so many people that have so much money that you would never know about, right? That's just kind of old family money or some business that was family owned in Minnesota and they're under the radar and they just got a lot of money. And if you have a lot of money, it tends to be that you want to have a place in New York. So
I like the way you said a lot of money.
It's I say it with aspiration, but no, there's this New York is a place that people want to be, and there's a lot of people that feel like New York long term is always going to be a great investment, so they still want to buy here.
It's a great city. It's just badly run, but that's my opinion. Noble, thanks very much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
It. Thank you. More Varney. Where are you? That one? Which one do you want to take?
Hello.
What? Okay. More Varney after this.
Woo! Hello there.
So